Well, we are back with another, although delayed, Game Week 6 preview. This is the Talking Tactics podcast, your number one go-to spot for all things EPL SuperCoach. I am the SC Whisperer coach of Charlie XGX. Deadly, mate, how are you doing? Your rank and score is very similar to mine, so I would imagine not good.
Yeah, look, to be honest, after last week, I'm not even mad with this score, and I can only really blame it on myself for switching my captain to Cole Palmer last minute in a stupid decision, taking it off Erling Haaland, who, I'm sure we'll talk about in abundance this episode. But yeah, just a couple dumb decisions, couple sit starts that I got wrong. Obviously, I was always going to start Kukurea, but having a -1 and having both my 13s from my defenders on the bench definitely didn't help.
I am the same. I am a victim of Cole Palmer, which is not ideal. I feel like my team is in a really good spot. It's just my captaincy choices have not been great. I had a 13 on the bench from Diouf, which I imagine you had as well, and I had a 9 from Hartman, which would looked a whole lot better than Kukurea. -4 for Sanchez, not ideal. Jared Bowen with a 15. I had the VC on him, and I can't remember what happened. I think I may have fell asleep. So I couldn't. Oh no, I couldn't have looped. I didn't have any DMPs, so I couldn't have even looped if I wanted to because Tyra played first game of the week. So not ideal for my VC to go ballistic and not have it. But yeah, Bruno saved me. Tajini Reinders saved me. Ekatike won me a 4-pack of Bolter. Spoiler alert. And yeah, he also saved me. But yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Like small red arrow, but I've only made one trade this year, so I think I'm in a pretty good spot for someone that's now a month and a half into the game and only made one trade.
Yeah, and the thing is I've used a few more trades than you. I've used 5 up to this point, I believe, but a lot of guys are now looking at getting people I've already got in. So I'm sort of considering my hands this week, depending the Cole Palmer situation, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, for bloody Haaland, if only he could do something in base stats. They both got their goals, but no base stats for my king.
That's Haaland's problem. It's just it's goals or it's not. It's a 2-pointer or like a 13. Like it's never like a nice 7 without a goal. It's always the rocks or diamonds. I think we spoke about that last week on the podcast with trades. I think you were making 3, I was making none, and then it was probably going to be flipped around the other way. The other way is like I'm going to probably make a couple this week myself, and then you're probably going to sit on your hands a bit in terms of Cole Palmer. But that was game week 5. Let's get into the preview. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and record some timestamps because people have been asking for them. But let's move into the preview for the next week, which being game week 6.
We'll have a look. Of course, we'll have a look.
Never mind. We're going to do a review. I'm rattled already. We're 3 minutes into the podcast. Great start. We're going to look at key scores, the stat highlights, the injuries and rotation risks, the eye test standouts, and the watch list movers from all 10 games of game week 5, mate. Starting off the week, Liverpool 2, Everton 1. This was a game, 0.94 XG to 0.6. Ryan Gravenberch, 24 points, 1 goal, 1 assist. Gay, 17 points with 1 goal, and Hugo Ekatike, 1 goal as well. On this, I thought, 2-1 maybe flattered Liverpool a bit. I know Everton came into it in the second half, but I wouldn't have been mad if this was a 1-1 draw, but Hugo Ekatike getting his goal, Gravenberch absolutely hauling. He is a very focal point of the trade talks this week, mate. But injury rotation risks, the greatest striker of all time, Beto, off at halftime. Alexander Isak came on for Hugo Ekatike at the 67th minute mark. There was a weird sort of, at the 60th minute mark, I think it was Gakpo may have came off.
And then Gakpo and McAllister both came off.
Yeah, you thought that maybe they tried out Isak on the left, but not to be. 7 minutes later, Isak came straight on. Kendrillsbury Hall with a 4-pointer. With 4 yellow cards. So worth noting there for anyone that's not familiar, if you pick up 5 yellow cards in the first half of the season, like the 18-game sample, you pick up a 1-game suspension. So Kendrillsbury Hall is on 4 yellow cards at the moment. More probably pressing for FPL because they're longer-term holds. But in SuperCoach, I wouldn't say there's a massive issue. A lot of people are looking to move him on this week or next. Yes, that was all from this game, but definitely worth noting. Hugo Ekatike, midweek, for anyone that didn't see, came off the bench, came on in like the 60th minute, got booked for a yellow card pretty much straight away, scored the winner, and then took his shirt off like he had just scored the greatest goal in the UCL final I've ever seen, and then gets a second yellow card, and now misses this week.
I have never seen something so dumb in my life, and I watched Casemiro's red card last week. He scored the easiest of tap-ins. I reckon his XG would have been
against
0.99 against Southampton in the Carabao Cup. And he takes off his shirt and holds it up. He's trying to aura farm. And now he's stitched Liverpool up. So sucks to be him. Shout out to Chiesa for that beautiful run, by the way.
Oh, unreal assist from Chiesa. But yeah, so Hugo Ekitike will miss this week. Arne Slot was not happy in the press conference. Basically said, like, if he beat 5 men and scored top corner in the UCL, fair play. Take your shirt off, do whatever you want. But you've scored a tap in that you've done nothing for against a championship team, which is, so he's out. Isak probably starts, probably gets good minutes next week. Worth noting as well, Arne Slot also said that we're probably going to see the best of Alexander Isak after the next international break, which is game week 8. So definitely someone to keep an eye on from game week 9 onwards, especially in game week 18. Salah's going to be off to AFCON. We would imagine Jeremy Frimpong comes in and plays on the right wing there. So a little bit of a reshuffle, but Isak could be prime for the picking game week 9, game week 10. From the eye test, Gravenberch with a masterclass. Kirkesh probably played his best game in a Liverpool shirt. Iliman and DI, awesome as well. Florian Wirtz, not good. No, he was benched and came on, was given an absolutely unreal chance. And I don't want to swear this early in the podcast because I like making money, but he stuffed it up really bad. Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate looked very good. And Ekitike had a nice finish, but we'll talk about Ekitike more at length in terms of what we're doing with holding him. But overall, not a bad performance from Everton. Liverpool, they're happy to get the win. So it's a win-win for everyone. Thoughts? Do we dare look at Salah before AFCON? So, Deadly, he didn't start the season great. Was returning, but didn't look good. I thought he looked unreal in the UCL. Basically, from the last time that we've recorded until now, he's played a UCL game and a Prem game. And I thought he looked unreal in the UCL, and he looked again much better in this game. He's bottoming out in price. He's up against the Palace side, which I think people are just disrespecting Palace. Like, Palace are a
they're
very,
awesome.
very good team.
Awesome. At home too.
I wouldn't be shocked if Palace get a result out of this game that they play.
You've got to remember that this Palace team, not even 6 weeks ago, beat Liverpool in the Community Shield at home.
To answer your question, though, do we look at Salah before AFCON? I think we can. It just probably wouldn't be this week. So he's coming in at 10.9 million this week with a break even of 12. If we get like a blank, he's probably going to go down to, so he's predicted to score 8, which would see him lose 300k. If he scores like 5, he would lose probably 500, which would take him to like 10.2, which puts him in very similar price to Bukayo Saka. And I know which one of those I would prefer. I'd prefer the man guaranteed at 90 minutes and play on pens as well. So I think Salah definitely could be an option before AFCON. And they go on a pretty sick run of fixtures from game week 12 onwards. It's Forest, West Ham, Sunderland, Leeds, Brighton, Tottenham, Wolves, and then Leeds, depending on whether he goes 19 or not. But a very, very good run of fixtures for Mohamed Salah. So would be keen probably after Chelsea at Stamford Bridge there from game week 8 onwards. Really keen on Mo Salah, especially as I look to move on Ollie Watkins, who missed a penalty overnight in the Carabao Cup, which is unreal. He scored 7 and missed 8 or something like that, or scored 8 and missed 7, which is not good. Watch list, Gravenberch, Kirkes, and Gay. So, we'll talk about Gravenberch later. I'm not overly keen. Tottenham 2, Brighton 2. We're going all the way back to London. Just making my notes here. I don't understand Tottenham. I can't get a read on them.
Neither. They play unreal football one week, then they look like the Tottenham of old. I seriously have no clue, to be honest, how to read this team. Like, they're still creating heaps of chances, and they're just sort of not really converting them, or they're I don't know. I can't get a gauge on them, but the run's still going and got to back them in for now.
I think they're a good team. It's just, probably a little bit inconsistent under Frank at the moment. But 1.28 XG to 1.22 to Brighton. Ayari, 17 points in a goal. Yukiba Minta, 15 points in a goal. Richarlison, 14 points in a goal. Xavi Simons, probably the big talking point out of this one, was benched. But he came on the 60th minute mark. I thought he was the best player in the park from the 60th to the 90th minute. Maxime de Kuyper is back this week, and you've put here in the notes. Xavi Simons looks really good. for the 30 minutes of play. Yeah, I thought Tottenham just looked by far and away. Shock horror. Like, we rate Xavi Simons both very highly. Shock horror that when he came on, he looks very good. Maybe he's not as nailed for minutes as we sort of first thought. Maybe Frank's like bringing him up to speed. I think he's a week in, week out starter more weeks than not, and I'm still very keen to be buying him this week on the bubble as well. But yeah, he was fantastic. Yakubu Minter was very good. Like, if you told me Hertzler would play him 90 minutes every week, I'd have him in a heartbeat, because I think Minter is a brilliant footballer. Same as Matoma. Like, I think he's as good as Matoma. He just needs to be getting the minutes. Mickey van der Ven didn't do a whole lot. Ari, nice goal. Lucas Bergvall was okay, but not great. But probably the more positive thing, mate, that he did start. Having someone at 5.2 million. We just wanted him to start in that midfield, and no Salah, which was probably a big thing as well. Thoughts of this game? Simmons bench, but is he still a top mid option trading this week? What are your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I still think he is. I think it's more of a case of he started in the Champions League 3 days before that game, so it's more a case of just getting some Ks in the legs and conserving him a little bit. But at the same time, I can't do it myself. I've already got 3 Tottenham players, and I sort of just I don't want to have a fourth. It's just too much. I
have no Tottenham players, and I will probably be having one after this week, and it isn't Kudus, so we'll just put it that way. But yeah, I'm still keen to buy him. I think he's a stud. On the watch list, Ari, Yakubu Minter, and Xavi Simons. Burnley and Forest. This was a game. 2 teams that had 11 men on the park. 0.85 XG for Burnley, 1.21 for Forest. Nico Williams, 20 points with a goal. Finally hauls. Jaden Anthony, 18 points and a goal. And our boy, Quindashili Hartman, 9 points, all in base stats. What a machine. Love that man. Injury rotation risks. Murillo came back from his knock as well. You could tell that Forrest missed him. That combination with Blankovic and Murillo, like, it's just safe as houses with both those there. Williams was unreal as an inverted fullback, which was, definitely a role that I didn't expect him to thrive in. We know that Ange likes to play with inverted fullback. We saw it at Tottenham more. It's why, Udogie, Spence, and Porro probably didn't have their best seasons last year playing in unfamiliar positions. But if Williams is, good enough on ball to be playing in that midfield, I think it could be absolutely unreal, as was Elliot Anderson. And Tyrant Wishart was really good, a.k.a. Alexander Zinchenko. For any NRL fans, go have a look at what Zinchenko looks like and tell me he's not Tyrant Wishart. Your boy Jaden Anthony I thought was really good as well. I thought he was one of the best on the park. And definitely Martin Dubravka kept them in this game. I know that's only 1.21 XG, but I felt like if I watched that game, it looked like a 2.5 XG game. Like, I thought he was very good. Maybe it's the David De Gea effect, like where you just throw yourself at like a really simple stop to make it look way more extravagant.
Aaron Ramsdale, what they used to accuse Aaron Ramsdale of when he was at Arsenal.
Just like a shot right at your face, but like you grab it and then like flick your legs out to make it look like it was way harder than it needs to be. And I can't believe you've written this. Kyle Walker had a good game.
Look, I don't lie on the notes, mate. He looked really good. His first good. I saw actually I've got a bit of beef with this actually. I saw I can't remember who it was that posted it. Maybe Transfer Market or something like that. Posted on Twitter the best signings so far of the Prem, and they had Kyle Walker in there at centre back.
No, stop.
And I was up in arms. I couldn't believe it.
He's so bad. Thoughts from this game? With a system with Ange likes to run with fullbacks, Zinchenko is heavily on the watch list. Yeah, absolutely. I think you sent me a photo of him just randomly, and I went and had a look at it. And yeah, he's really 4.29 million.
He's 4.2.
Yeah, I think that's a really good price. He has played 1 game, so we'll get another look at him on the bubble. 8 points, basically all in base stats as well, which is really exciting to see. He plays Sunderland this week at the Stadium of Light. So yeah, keen to look at that. It's a tough run. Newcastle at St James's Park. Plays Sunderland at home this week, then plays Newcastle at St James's Park, Chelsea at home, Bournemouth at the Vitality, United at home, Leeds at home, Liverpool at Anfield. So you're probably moving him on by that Liverpool Brighton game if he's done his job, made a quick 2.5 mil. And if you haven't jumped on the likes of Ballard or Calafiori, then I think he's going to be a nice little pickup next week at 4.2 million, especially if you do miss out on a guy like Mukiele that we probably will touch on as well at a very similar price point at the start of the season. So Zinchenko could be really good if he's playing in that inverted role. What does it look like for Williams? What does it look like for the fullbacks that they've got there? I know they've got a couple of injuries, so it does open up spots for the likes of Zinchenko. West Ham 1, Crystal Palace 2. We're getting relegated, aren't we?
Nah, honestly, I think he's all right. But the biggest problem is you're as bad as you're worse than Tottenham when it comes to consistency. My goodness, play good for about 30 minutes and then just die off. The way I've got it right now, Wolves are just so far gone. It's not even funny. I don't think Burnley will keep up, and I think the Sunderland drop off has to come soon, even though they look good.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's reports going around that here Graham Potter's going to be given the Everton game and the Arsenal game because West Ham think they can't win them, and then he's gone on the international break. Who do we buy? Mate, give us Nuno. I do bad things to have Nuno in the dugout.
The defense might actually look all right.
100%. 0.66 XG for West Ham to 2.31 for Palace. Palace, yeah, well deserving winners in this one. Mitchell, shout out to a couple of the guys in the WhatsApp. They bought Mitchell this week, so yeah, nice 19 points and a goal for him. El Hadji Diouf 13 pointer with an assist. Yeah, I can't sell him. I feel like a lot of people are selling him. He's 7.7 million. He's got a 6 break even up against Everton. I'm probably going to hold for another 2 weeks. He honestly could get to like 9.
If he keeps a clean sheet against Everton, which pray doesn't, just fan status. But if he does, that 4 is going to drop straight out, and he'll probably have a 13 and a 10 roll through, and that's 2 guys. That's crazy, man. 2 weeks.
Honestly, we could get Diouf at 9 million when we bought him for like 3.7. So really happy with that. I feel like it's one of our better calls in the preseason. I feel like he was sort of unloved a little bit. So glad that he's doing good things, and whether it's a back 2 or a back 3, like he's performing very well. But the main one, Jared Bowen, just when everyone gives up on him, he reminds us why he has been consistently a top 4. And this is funny, like he's been a top 4 mid for like 4 years, right? He's just so consistent that people just look at West Ham and think they suck. Yeah, we're terrible, but he's all we've got. So I think a lot of people sold him maybe 3 weeks ago before he had the 19-pointer against Forest, and then had a 6 against Tottenham, and then everyone sort of jumped off again, and then he performed well. So a bit of a weird up and down run for West Ham. Everton, Arsenal, Brentford, Leeds, Newcastle. Like it's 2 tough games with it's even like Burnley after that as well. So it's like 4 good games out of 6, which inclined to hold. Like I'm probably going to hold Jared Bowen for the season. I'm not seeing a world where I probably ever sell him.
Yeah, I would like to get him back at some point. That was sort of my original plan. So went into this week deciding that Hugo Ekitike has run his race in my team, and I didn't want to borrow him anymore. Wanted to get Erling Haaland. He's been killing me all season. And the only way to fund that, really, to make up that extra 4 million or whatever it is to go Ekitike to Haaland, only way I could do it was going Bowen out, who's the only guy I wanted to really sell at my mids. In hindsight, would have loved to sell Palmer instead, but I would like Bowen back at some point. But it's funny how the 2 guys I sold happened to score goals, and I'm thinking, oh, here we go, Robert Sanchez, clean sheet incoming. Good thing that didn't happen.
Anything better than a -4 would have been ideal. So yeah, got cooked there. In terms of injury rotation risks, Ismail Sarr is back in contention for selection, and I am very tempted. Probably not this week against Liverpool, but he's 6.9 million. He had a 3 in game week 1, which was not ideal, but then went 10 and 9 against Forest and Villa. With fixtures of Everton, Bournemouth, Arsenal, Brentford, Brighton, Wolves, United, Burnley, Fulham. Like there's one game there that I don't love against Arsenal. From basically, like I don't love Bournemouth, but luckily it is at home at Selhurst Park. So basically from 7 till 15, 7 till 19 actually, there's 2 games I don't love. City, which is at home, which is not terrible because they haven't been like defensively excellent, and Liverpool at home as well. So both the tough fixtures are at home basically from 6 until 21, 22. Like Ismail Sarr could be an absolutely unreal purchase. That they're dishing up chances for Jean-Paul Mateta every game, and he's just not finishing them. So I think that will turn, and I think he could be a great buy if you're looking at jumping off like an Igor Thiago next week. It could nearly be a straight swap. There might be $1 million between getting Ismail Assar and going to Igor Thiago, which is mental when you think about it.
Yeah, it is pretty insane to think about, to be honest. Yeah, it's nice to see some of the money start rolling in and we can get some of these fallen primos. And there's definitely a few guys that I'm looking at that are absolute fallen primos in the coming games, coming weeks.
I think with EPL, like I'm sure a lot of our listeners play other Supercoach formats, like AFL, right? Like it's a lot of, in AFL, it's a lot of two down, one up, you know, two cheapies for enough. And I don't think that's the case in EPL. I think it's more of a 3-step process. It's probably a cheapie to like a mid-ranger that goes in a hot couple of weeks and a mid-ranger to a fallen primo. So it's probably two trades you need to get from like a bottom dollar cheapie to a stud. But we only have 11 players we really need to have finalized for the end of season run. We were discussing this in the WhatsApp about sort of what our ideal 11 looks like come the end of the game. And it's obviously very, very early to say now. But a lot of your trading will get done in the back end of the season. So I think I would love to have 27 trades from game week 19 onwards. That's basically 1.5 a week because there's going to be doubles, there's going to be blanks. There's going to be times where we want to load up on certain fixture swings and whatnot. So keep that in mind. But yeah, long story short, Ismail Assar, a guy we're both very keen on. Tyreek Mitchell was very good. Bowen and Diouf link up will feed families, as you put it. Yeah, it's a very nice thing to have.
It did feed families, yeah.
Lucas Paquetá has been shit for the last couple of weeks. And I think you and I were cautious of the purchase. We're just always cautious of guys that just go on like generational 2 or 3 week runs that haven't done it consistently over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, I mean, he made his money for the people that bought him. But yeah, now he's sort of come back to earth a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's the thing with like these volatile scores. Like a lot of these players, it's sometimes either a 3 or a 14, and by the time they get the 14, you watch them for one more week, and if they go back to back big scores, obviously the break even's ridiculously low, but then it dries up pretty quickly. See, Ricardo Calafiore as an example.
Yeah.
Kamara looked really good. Adam Wharton was exceptional as well. Thoughts? Almost every Palace player has 10 million or
That's
more.
meant to say defender shit. My bad.
Every defender, yes. No, yeah, I looked at that. I was literally looking. Like, I think Ed Richards is the cheapest at like 9.2.
Not Chris.
Oh, who's Ed Richards?
Western Bulldogs midfielder.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, shout out the Ranger brother.
Yes, Chris Richards. I don't know why I said Ed Richards. Chris Richards is like 9.2, and he's the cheapest route into this Palace defense. So it's probably something you're just gonna have to forego unless you're paying up for Munoz. Which there was some chat in the WhatsApp this week about selling Munoz, which I thought was insane.
No, he's season old. Absolutely not.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Palace are a very good team.
Their defense is just so good. It's not even funny. Like it wouldn't even shock me if it was a 0-0 draw or something against Liverpool this 100%. Week and they just kept it to nothing. They're so good.
I think they get something out of this game. I generally think they get a point out of Liverpool, which is huge for Palace. Next game, Wolves won 3 to Leeds. Wow, in saying that,
how the XG on it?
Wolves at 1.78 to 0.43. 0.43 that ends in 3 actual goals is insane. Maybe us XG nerds are just that. Anton Starch, 24 points, 1 goal, 1 assist, a million DEFCON as well. So he's the flavor of the week. Krejci, 15 points at 1 goal. Okafor, 14 points with a goal. Jaden Bogle and Noah Okafor both came off late with injuries. Jaden Bogle's fine. No update on Okafor, who was seen limping. Lucas Perry back this week, but Darlow will keep the gloves.
Farker announced in his press conference last night that it's more likely that Lucas Perry will just come back after the international break and just give him more time because Darlow's been pretty good.
Yeah, and we'll touch on Darlow. I think looking at the notes earlier, he is definitely in the top 10 most purchased this week. Big ups to preseason hero Carl Darlow. Jorgen Strand-Larsen came on at halftime in his return from injury. Yeah, I think he's a walk-up starter. Once he's fully fit, and it begs the question, like, can you go a Wolves attacker? Like, they suck, but, Strand-Larsen,
so
6.6
shit.
million.
But if he gets some good ball, he's too good to not.
Yeah, I mean, 6.6 million, 90-minute striker on pens. We think if Arias is not on the field. So, yeah, fingers crossed for Strand-Larsen. Hopefully he comes down in price one more week, and then you can look at him. From the eye test, Wolves still stuck. Yeah, they're not good. they're going down. Stutch was that guy. Scored a great free kick as well, and yeah, a million DEFCON. Agbadou was really good for Wolves. Okafor really good. Ampadu was good as well, coming back from that injury. Yeah, a lot of names here that mean really nothing. Thoughts?
Yeah.
I don't really care about this game. We'll talk about Anton Stutch because obviously flavor of the week, especially in FPL because he is 5 million. Like he's much cheaper in FPL.
Yeah.
I'm not keen in Supercoach. I understand the love, but he is what's he like 7.7 in a lead side that is like
he's 7.0.
7.0. That's like bang average. He's on some free kicks and whatnot. I just think with Simmons is cheaper. I know you don't love it, but Foden's like 1.1 more, who just provides more.
I'd take Foden over Stutch.
Yeah.
It was in a heartbeat. Like the money's going to be good for the next couple of weeks, which is cool. But at the same time, if you didn't start with him, you've already missed down 2.5 mil. You've already missed a 1.8 million jump. You're probably going to get another 2 mil, but I feel like you can make that up somewhere with someone who's probably going to even score better over the next 2 weeks. Like Stutch he's got Bournemouth and Tottenham the next 2 weeks, who both pretty good defensive teams, if we're honest.
Yeah.
So
I agree. Like shout out to Scobie.
Yes, he was big on this. He was big on Anton Stack. So he's been
big
rewarded.
big ups there. But yeah, no, I'm not looking at him in game week 6. I think if you don't have him, then fair play to those that did. But it's not something that I'm personally looking at. It's just I just worry about the longevity. United 2, Chelsea 1. XG in this game 1.84 to 0.43. Trevor Chalobah 1 goal, 16-pointer. Bruno Fernandes 16-pointer with a goal. Reece James with an assist and 15-pointer. Shout out to him. What a weird game, very much so. Robert Sanchez sent off in the first 4 minutes, but only one game banned. So for anyone that's not familiar, a straight red is usually 3 matches. Because usually straight reds are for dangerous play, like studs above the knee, anything like that. But the reason Sanchez was given the red card this week was because the referee deemed it a last man challenge, which I think is disgraceful. I think it was a dangerous challenge.
Yeah, so it's 3 matches.
It's a foul play rather than a 1 match.
Three matches for dangerous contact, and if you stop a goal scoring opportunity, it's 1. Which they've deemed it as stopping his goal scoring opportunity, which I don't get how that happens, considering the goalkeeper has literally rushed to about 25 yards out from his own line and just basically booted him straight in the leg. I feel like that was dumb. But yeah, Robert Sanchez owners, even though he scored -4, that 1 match ban was served in the cup the other night. So he's free to play this weekend.
He's free to play. Whether he plays or not is a very, very different story. Maresca was not impressed, and Maresca's already made comments about Flip Jorgensen playing more minutes. So, look, I'm not selling him this week personally. I need to listen to the press conferences before I make moves. And if it does look like he's being sat, then my trade plans change drastically. We'll talk about my trade plans more in detail, but at the moment, I'm only making 2. If Sanchez is out, I'll have to make 3, and it'll have to pivot away from Simmons to like a Rodri to give me funds to go from Sanchez to like a Raya. So we'll talk about my trade plans later on in the week. But yes, Sanchez.
Just quickly in the WhatsApp, in the WhatsApp for people that are in there know, I post the teams whenever they get released, about an hour and a half before the game. This was at like 3:30 a.m. or whenever this game was played, some ridiculous time, and I post the teams and I see Sanchez is starting, and I write in there, Maresca, sleep with one eye open, buddy, you're done. And then after Sanchez...
You preferred him to play?
And then, I don't want him to. I sold him, so I didn't want him to play.
That's what I mean. Like you preferred him to play because people lost points on him rather than a 0.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean now. But this was before the game, and now that the game, and then after he got sent off, I was like, don't worry, Maresca, you're safe. Robert Sanchez did the job that you should have done anyway.
Yeah, crazy that you sold him and didn't even get a 0. That he gets a minus, which is crazy. So yeah, Sanchez available to play this week. Whether he plays, not different story. Listen to the press conferences. We'll post anything in the WhatsApp. Cole Palmer off after just 20 minutes with a groin issue that is still causing concern. Now this is weird because he goes for scans heaps of times, all the time, and all the scans say you're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. But this is niggling, and it keeps going on and on. It's getting frustrating. Like, it's getting really annoying.
I think the big problem with this, and Palmer said it himself after the game, it was bucketing down rain at Old Trafford, and it would have been cold and nursing a groin injury. For anyone that's had one, like a sort of groin injury or a calf injury or any of those sorts of types of injuries, they absolutely suck when it's cold.
Yeah.
It's a shitter to deal with. So yeah, I don't blame him for coming off, but seeing that he might need surgery, he might not. Potentially out for 6 weeks, potentially not. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait for press conferences. But yeah, he's the only real concern in my team at the moment. And just got to see what Maresca says about it.
Yeah, I can't put up with this because like every week he's a captaincy shout for me when he's named, but it's just all these issues underlying. So I'd rather just get rid of him and reassess down the line if this groin does come good. Esteval and Pedro Neto both came off tactically when Sancho was carded. Yeah, it was just a whole shift. I felt really bad for João Pedro. Like he just had to do the
problem was
dog work in the rain.
The problem was with that tactical switch. Obviously,
I think Maresca fucked this completely.
Yeah, 100%. He got. I don't know what happened, but so they went to a 5-back. Brought on Tosin, moved Reece James and Cucurella to wing backs. But the problem is in the midfield, he essentially played, it was like a 5-1 or like a 5-2-2 or something weird like that.
Yeah, like a 5-3-1, 5-2-2. It was like a weird setup.
It was like Palmer was playing still at 10, but they had no second striker and they had no wingers because Cucurella and Reece James couldn't really bomb forward. And then Enzo and Caicedo were just sitting there fighting for families in the midfield with no real help for the first 20 minutes.
No, the minute the card happened, he was resigned to drawing the game at best. I thought he managed to sub.
Yeah,
very poorly. He
played it really poorly.
He made one sub and then like 3 minutes later made another one, which used up one of his sub slots because you only get like a certain amount of game. And it was just
but they apparently they were saying this during the broadcast. They counted it, even though it's like 2 minutes later. They counted it as the same time, which made no sense. But he didn't even use all 5 anyway. So
yeah, I know, crazy. Crazy. Casemiro.
How stupid was this?
Leave the football. Hang on. Where is it? Casemiro.
Leave the football before the football leaves you.
Yeah.
The football's left him. And
that was like about him a year ago. Just copy and paste. Like, what are we doing here?
Brother, he had a good game up until this. He scored a goal, looked decent in the midfield, and then just decided to attack Andre Santos and just pull him down to the ground. He got a 3-month ban for that.
This was a weird game.
Very deserved. This was the weirdest game I reckon I've ever watched in the Prem ever.
Yeah, this was a very strange football game.
I've watched the Prem since I was like 10, and this is the weirdest I've ever seen it get.
Yeah, very, very, very odd.
We had a record broken anyway. Maresca broke a record, subbing 3 people off inside the first 20 minutes. Never happened before.
No, crazy. Bruno was very, very good. Reece James playing in the midfield, sure, whatever. Benjamin Sesko came off at half time after another uneventful performance. Oh, yeah, he's looking like a 007 candidate. He's looking like a James Bond.
Is 3.5 million.
Oh,
Benjamin Sesko is the min price in the game right now. He's like 200k off, but he's about to be like after this week.
Yeah, he's a guy that I'm going to be looking at because he will embed into the league eventually. And
there has got to be at some point he has to do something, right? He scored.
I feel like we said this about Rasmus Højlund though.
He scored a 2 against Arsenal in 26 minutes, a 0 against Fulham in 38, a 0 against Burnley in 18 minutes, a 3 against Man City in 80 minutes, and a 1 against Chelsea in 45. He's yet to play 90 at all. And he's yet to do anything, to be honest. He hasn't even made a tackle or a key dribble or anything, to be honest. It's just all appearance points.
Yeah, no, he is very much a 007 candidate. For anyone not familiar, no goals, no assists, 7 games. So 007 candidate. We spoke about this game plenty. This game was weird. Doggy was good. Ahmad played well. Cucurella was bad. Matheus Cunha, he came back from injury. I thought Brian Bomo has been like United's second best player all season, sort of behind Bruno. I think Bomo's come in and been really good for United, so good to see there. And hopefully, Cunha back is going to help that attack because United have been good for XG, so they've been a pretty good attacking team. They just need to put the ball in the back of the net, and having Chesko embedded into the team is definitely going to help that there. Fulham 3, Brentford 1, 1 XG to 0.6. Very much a weird game.
This was a game.
This was a game. Alex Iwobi, 21 points with a goal and an assist. Harry Wilson, 18 points with a goal. Damsgaard, 15 points and a goal. Expect Ethan Pinnock to get benched for Christoph Ayer after this game. Dengo Watara off the bench yet again, which is annoying because I think he's like an unreal player when he gets minutes. So it depends like what systems they're running. If they're running a 3-back, he just never gets into this team unless they're playing a 2 up top.
Yep, 100% you're right. And it's also more the fact that they're just trying to save his legs because they want to play him in every cup game and whatnot as well for whatever reason. I would have liked to have him. I still would like to have him. I'm the same with he lands in the same boat as Ahmad. These are two guys that I want, but they're both like 7 million, but they both got AFCON coming, and I don't know how many of AFCON players I really want to stock up on.
No, agree. Like Dango's minutes, like scores over 60 minutes are unreal, but he just needs to get those minutes consistently to be an option. Eye test from this game, Alex Webb was really good. Harry Wilson showed glimpses of that preseason form. Igor Thiago wasn't fantastic. I think the best thing for him is they've just got no one to take his spot. Joachim Andersen was another really good player for Fulham as well. Munoz played well up front. Yamalak was good for Brentford's midfield again. He's been really good this season, Yamalak, so I think he's been playing really fantastic. Damsgaard owning up to his $9 million price tag recently. Yeah, in a weird season last year, old Damsgaard, and he overperformed a lot, but he's definitely holding value now.
Speaking of Joachim Andersen, by the way, another one of that ex-Palace defense. So
yes,
absolutely, they cook.
Them in Bournemouth. Forgot Joachim Andersen was at Palace. Thought there's a time to jump off Igor Thiago. He's made his cash. Has a 10 break even with the United matchup this week. If it's not this week, it's next week. For me, it's probably just next week. I've got other pressing issues to be doing this week.
Yeah.
He's been great. Like he's been good. Like it's 12-5, 14-4-4 for a guy we paid bottom dollar for. Really, really happy with that. Yeah. Has United into City, into West Ham, into Liverpool, into Palace, into Newcastle. So one good game there against West Ham. But yeah, I'm jumping off. If not this week, next week. Maybe this week, depending on what cash I've got in the bank. But I do want to make some pretty big moves next week, so kind of want to hold some trades. So he is gone for me very much in the soon. Holy moly. This was a game I wish I didn't watch. I wasted an hour and a half of my life. Bournemouth 0, Newcastle 0. XG of 0.46 to 0.14 for Newcastle. This was a stinker. Dan Burn 15 pointer with a clean sheet. Senesi 14 points and a clean sheet. Van Botman 13 points and a clean sheet.
But
yes,
but your guy gets another clean sheet. Picks up another clean sheet.
He's averaging 8.7 points a game this season.
Can I just mention, by the way, we'll talk about it a little bit, but the fact that this game was the 9:30 kickoff, meant to be like a nice little opener to the day, primetime game, and I think the best chance was someone having an outside the box screamer off a corner was the best shot that was taken in this game.
Yeah, no, it was
gross.
So Aiden Truffert is averaging more than guys like. Oh, sorry, he scored more points than like Ibrahim Konate. He scored more points than William Saliba. He scored more points than Ruben Dias. Like he's just the GOAT. He's actually like the 24th. I thought he scored more points than what he has. He's the 24th most.
He's done nothing besides clean sheets, really.
Yeah, no. We're waiting for this attack to come to it. It's just not happening. So
has he even got a goal or assist yet?
No. It's just all.
It's literally just all clean sheet points.
He's
a fraud.
He's just Senesi without the DEFCON, which I'll take. Like I paid bottom dollar for him, and Senesi was $6.5 million. So
he still looks really good though.
Yeah, of course. Like I'm very, very happy to have him. I'll hold him for as long as I can. Anthony Gordon completes his 3-match ban. A lot of rotation for this Newcastle side with Trippier and Bruno Guimaraes unused subs. I think Guimaraes was probably not fit from the eye test. What a boring game.
I think both of them were fit. They just they had Champions League.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, in terms of fit, I think more just like 100%. This was like a 0.6 XG game, which is absolute shit show. Newcastle have a habit of just dishing up. Remember the game against Villa, like in Game Week 1? It was just a shit show stinker.
Oh yeah, that was
A
that was
Gordon,
like one of the
a
first
Gordon
games
Line
of the whole
masterclass.
season too.
That
It's
was
like one of the.
crazy.
It's like a second game of the season, and it was just an absolute stinker.
Yeah, it was the first game on the Saturday night as well. It was like the curtain raiser for Goal Rush. It was just a shit show.
Hey, we've got it worked out. Don't play Newcastle in primetime spots. They have a
Just
habit
put
of making
Newcastle
boring
on at the
football.
3 a.m. slot on a Saturday when no one needs to watch it.
Oh, just no, chuck them in the Goal Rush thing. But the problem is when Newcastle are always in the Goal Rush slot, you know how they follow a game? They always follow the Newcastle game. I think that both times they've been in the Goal Rush slot this season, we followed the Newcastle game, which I just
give me
don't
like
want to
Brighton
see.
versus Leeds. Just give me Brighton versus Leeds where it ends like 4-2.
I'll watch Everton Wolves over a Newcastle game, to be honest.
Voldemade did not do a whole lot. Newcastle playing a 3-back with 2 strikers. Is that a sign of things to come when Johan Visser is healthy? Potentially.
I think it is.
So do I. Like, it doesn't make sense to spend 60 million on Visser and 80 million on Voldemade and not use them in sync. In saying that, Liverpool spent 70 million on 90 million on Ekatike and 140 million on Isak, and they're just going to leave one of them on the bench. So
yeah,
what do we know?
115 for Florian Wirtz, who gets benched after 6 games too.
Must be nice. My club spend 15 million on El Hadji Diouf, so we're not the same.
I think Everton would be lucky if they spent 20 million a transfer window.
I'll never forget the transfer window when you signed David Klaas and Wayne Rooney, and you had Gylfi Sigurdsson on the books as well. You had like
that
6
was
number
generational.
10s.
That was generational.
6 number 10s.
And Gylfi was the best of the lot.
I don't want to get cancelled. Anton Semenyo couldn't get much going this game, but does have that really good role. Yeah, it was super popular last week. I still think he's a good purchase. Nick Pope made a couple of nice saves. Traffic really good. I was like sort of looking to go a bit against the grain. Like everyone's going to have Raya eventually. And I was like, oh, Newcastle's defense looked really good. Why don't I look at Nick Pope? And then I realized he's 8.1 million. I was like, what happened to the game?
We had this last week when we were looking at for Sanchez replacements or something like that.
Yeah, it was no one.
And you were like, what about Vicario? And I was like, he's like 8.3 million, right? Okay, what about like Nick Pope? He's 8.1, right?
Yeah, it's like a couple of good clean sheets and you skyrocket in price. Yeah, remember Keenan Kelleher when he was a thing?
Oh, yeah, he's hold on, how much is he now? He's
like
5.4.
Yeah, and we just spoke about
Matt Sells is 4.5.
Oh, Sells has been so disappointing. We spoke about Brentford's run. Honestly, Kelleher could be bottom dollar in like 6 weeks.
Yeah, Tyron and Matt Sells in 2 weeks or something.
Oh mate, crazy. If Newcastle stay in this 3-5-2 formation, it makes it quite interesting. With a few more of their defensive options, Lewis Hall. If Livermento's playing higher up or if Trippier's playing higher up in a 3-back system, then it could be tempting. But all eyes on Johan Visser, especially he's on pens and he beds into this Newcastle side well coming back from injury.
But the problem is his injury is just getting longer and longer.
Yeah, it'll be a post.
It's moved from 1 week to middle of October to now it's looking like maybe November, maybe late October. So
yeah. No, it probably beds good things for Voldemade. But
for now, even though
if you want to put stock in him for now, it's tough to take guys coming into the Prem straight off the bat. But
don't worry, his new strike partner's finished his 3-game ban. Anthony Gordon, ex-Everton legend.
Bring back headband Anthony Gordon.
Oh, that was a time to be alive.
Let's celebrate. A really positive thing that happened in the league this weekend. Sunderland won, Aston Villa won. 5 weeks into the season, Aston Villa score a goal. Big ups to Unai Emery for getting them over the line there, for scoring their very first goal of the season.
It was the worst goal too. It was straight at Robin Root. He just dropped it into his own net.
Shit show. Yeah, so 1.04 XG to Sunderland, 2.78 for Aston Villa. Medicash 17 points with the first goal. That's a trivia question. Who scored Villa's opening goal of the 2025-26 season? Medicash in Game Week 5. Isidore 13 points and Kamara 11 points as well. Rotation injury risk. Yes, Reinildo will miss 3 matches after picking up a red card. You put it in here. Enter Arthur Masuaku, West Ham icon. Arthur Masuaku.
Legend.
Oh, what a guy. Big ups to him. Youngster Chris Ridge came off when Ronaldo came on. Yeah, just a big tactic shift there.
Yeah.
Luca Digne and Emi Buendia came off after 58 minutes. Emi Buendia. Remember when he just cooked the championship and he was bought for like 50 million?
That Norwich team I'll never forget.
Todd Cantwell.
The boys.
Oh, mate, the boys.
Timu Pukki.
Pukki. The streets won't forget. Pookie time.
Those were the guys.
We're more keen to talk about 2019 Norwich City than we are talking about Aston Villa because they suck. But they finally score. Yes, fantastic. Matty Cash was too good. Tyrone Mings also good down the back. McKaylee, probably the biggest talking point.
Yes.
Bit of a weird price. Like I'm really keen on him. I think Sunderland look really good defensively. He mops up DEFCON when he's playing in that centre back role. Like he can go out and play wider at right back as well, but he really gets the job done at centre back. 5.9 million for him. Scores of 7, 13, 10, and like been super good. Missed the first 2 weeks, but it's been sensational since being in the side.
Yeah, well,
5.9 million. Hey,
he only got bought after during
I feel
the
like
second game.
He was rumored for ages, and it was like they
it was a deadline day purchase there.
Yeah, that's right.
He's too good to be playing for Sunderland anyway.
100%.
Put it that
100%. 100%. He's so good. But it's 5.9 million for a Sunderland defender, which I know that they've been good defensively. Just something doesn't sit right with me.
Wish I trusted him last week. I wish I had a defender to sell actually, because he would have been the guy I went to. And now it looks like
talk about base that beast. Like he's the guy.
He's a guy.
Thoughts. This was Aston Villa's last chance for you, and with all of them doing absolutely nothing, I think it's time to look at ways to get them out. Maybe it's the copium, but I don't think Ollie Watkins has been that bad. I think Morgan Rogers has
been really bad.
Generationally bad.
Did you? I know you were watching the Newcastle game, but did you see?
I don't know why.
Did you see Watkins in this game? At times,
look, he hasn't been good. I think
brother is standing around, not making runs.
No one's giving the ball.
He's not doing anything though. He had like 10 touches all game.
Morgan Rogers sucks, man, and they're missing Yuri Tillemans badly.
Yes, but I think Villa are done for me. I don't want nothing to do with them. They had a 1-1 draw after a red card against the 10-man Sunderland.
Yeah. Look, when I saw the red card, I was like, finally. I think I put it in the WhatsApp. I was like, finally.
Yeah. Now
yeah, look, maybe it's Stockholm syndrome, but it's just me holding Ollie Watkins because he's got Fulham and Burnley.
They have to do something eventually, right? Like they can't be this bad for this long.
Looking at the SuperCoach,
it's just the law of averages.
Looking at the SuperCoach projected scores, they have Ollie Watkins by the end of game week 11, 3.8 million.
They have Ollie Watkins scoring a 3 against Fulham, a 5 against Burnley, a 4 against Tottenham, a 2 against City, a 2 against Liverpool, for 3.8 million against Bournemouth. That's generational.
This has been one of the worst trades in any form of SuperCoach I've ever played, and I bought Cody Ramsey, and he went to average 21 points across 6 weeks.
Hey, don't diss Ramsey resurgence. That's the guy.
Mate, he's the guy. I bought Watkins because I looked at this draw, and I'm like, Villa are a good team. Unai Emery's a good manager. They've got a great run of fixtures. I know everyone's selling Ollie Watkins, but I'm going to do the big brain move and buy him because, like, it's Ollie Watkins. He can't be that bad. Oh, mate, absolute stinker. And then I'm gonna have to sell him for like some mid-price shitter, or just suck it up and hope he gets like 3 goals in 5 weeks somehow and like gets me back to like breaking even.
It's time, Benjamin Sesko. You are Charlie XGX.
It's going to be an Ollie Watkins to Benjamin Sesko straight swap at 3.8 million.
In 2 weeks. Yeah.
Fuck it all.
No,
Villa suck. Good evening. I put in the WhatsApp $1.10 to be coaching Seville by the end of the year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
100%. back to Spain.
100%. He's gone. There's no way.
Good evening. All right. Oh, hang on. You spoke about Chelsea and United being a weird game. This was a weird game. Arsenal won, City won.
I mean,
this was a weird game.
It wasn't nowhere near United Chelsea. This was a normal game after that shit show earlier in the week. But you can't say you didn't expect it. You know how both teams play.
We've got Pep playing. We've got Pep parking the bus before GTA 6. Crazy times.
Yeah, and Arsenal, all they do is play for corners anyway, so they're just looking to punt the ball into the defender's legs.
Now, I'll talk on my thoughts in a second. I think it wasn't too bad by City. I think they just got unlucky. Arsenal 0.89 XG, 2.87 Man City. HAALAND 11 points, and if you guys can count, 11 is less than 15. And if you guys are regular listeners of the show, you'll know that Deadly was so confident that Haaland would score more than Hugo Ekitike last week.
I was just so confident that we'd keep a clean sheet that I just didn't think Ekitike could even get involved. But then our defense parted like the Red Sea for his goal.
a 4-pack of Bolter coming my way. First one of the season. Tajini Reinders, my guy. 11 points, 1 assist. And Gabby Martinelli, 10 points, 1 goal. Noni Medaweki picked up a knock, and it's way more serious than a knock, out for 2 months, which is unfortunate because I thought Noni Medaweki has been like...
He's been really good.
Arsenal's best player.
Ooh,
Yeah? Sorry,
maybe.
Arsenal's best attacker.
Arsenal's best attacker. Yeah, I'll give you that.
That's probably
He probably hasn't been better than Zubimendi.
Zubimendi or Saliba. Saka,
Yeah.
obviously Saka came and played some midweek minutes, and then Arteta was like, "Oh, we need to build him up," but also he wants to play, and he's really important for us. And now Noni Madueke's dead for 8 weeks, so Saka should probably start to be having some more minutes. Is he a good purchase? Maybe. We'll talk on him very shortly as well.
Yes.
Eberici Eze was good when he came on. Nice assist to an unreal Martinelli finish. Victor Gyökeres couldn't get near it. Saliba was unreal defensively in his return as well. Haaland scores yet again off a nice counter-attack with Tajini Reinders. Josko Gvardiol was a rock down the back. Very much looking at him in FPL. And Phil Foden came off after 68 minutes with a pretty underwhelming game. A bit of a weird tactic shifts here for Pep. Like, I'm not sure how much I want to look into the substitutions because Pep, moved to a 5-back, which, sure. I understand it because Arsenal cannot create chances. So Pep was like, well, I'm up 1-0 away from home. Try and beat me. It took an unreal goal for Martinelli to get the job done. Arsenal now start their very nice run. Which players do we target first? Eze, Saka, Reinders on the watch list. So let's talk about the thoughts. The thing is, right?
All right. I'll ask you this question first. You had to pick one this week. Like, let's just say you're looking for an Arsenal player. You had to pick one this week, Saka or Gyökeres. Which one are you going?
Yeah. So for me, it's Gyökeres. One, because he's cheaper. He's like 2 million cheaper. I'm very confident he's on pens. The minutes are an issue with Gyökeres. Like, he's only averaging like mid-60s in terms of minutes. Obviously, Kai Havertz to come back soon. You've got Moreno. You've got Trossard that can play as 9 there. The minutes are a concern. I just think Arsenal look really bad in attack. Like, I just think they're really strong. Like, they scored a bunch past Leeds. But apart from that, they've looked really, really... in my head, like in my original plan was to buy Watkins, have him score 3 goals in 6 weeks and be able to hold ground, and then move to Saka in game week 7. But now I'm stuck with Watkins, who sucks, and I'm not sure I love Saka. Like, I just think I'd prefer the guy with the pens. I know the minutes are a concern, but Gyökeres just for the 2 million.
One thing I've noticed, especially with Gyökeres, and if you look at it as well, he's a complete flat track bully.
So are Arsenal. Arsenal are as well. So that does help.
But Gyökeres is, especially this season, he's just beaten up on the teams that have no real credibility, like Leeds and Forest. Like, Forest were good.
Okay. So season, he is Christian Benteke.
Pretty much, yeah. And that's the thing that interests me is he has Newcastle this week, who will most likely play in that 5-back, but have the wing backs actually more defensive this time.
Yeah.
Instead of basically playing left mid, right mid. Then West Ham at home.
Very physical back line. It's a very physical midfield as well. Like we always say this in Newcastle. Like it's Joelinton, Tonali, and Guimaraes, and then it's Dan Burn, Fabian Schär. Like it's some big boys.
Add Malik Thiaw in there too. It's another big French boy. So yeah, definitely a very physical, decent defensive side, Newcastle. So yeah, that's sort of why I'm holding off on Arsenal players this week. I'm probably expecting them to win anyway. I just don't know who's going to contribute for them. Then you got West Ham at home, sort of a game that suits Arsenal a lot. Fulham, they're pretty decent defensively, to be honest, the more you look into it. But again, Arsenal are too good. And then Crystal Palace, we spoke about them before, very underrated. Then Burnley, Sunderland, they're 2 great games. But yeah, the run is good. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's not so good to where you should go target 3 Arsenal players straight away.
I think you target defense. I think you target Ray. I think you target Gabriel.
I think
they're the 2
I want to look at. If I was
Yes, Saliba or Gabriel, either two, like whatever. I mean, there's been good depth now. So, what about Eberechi Eze? 9.2 million. Key that he is available in midfield. So, points for the clean sheet, more points for the goals.
My thing with Eze is because he's so versatile. Like, obviously, in this game, they had Mikel Moreno starting at 10, which weird, but it happened. And then Eze came on and played 10. But he can also play on the left with Trossard and Martinelli, sort of the main guys there. Odegaard to come back to play 10. Saka's locked in that right side now. It's more, the way I see it, it's just a rotation on the left side with Eze, Trossard, Martinelli, and Odegaard, Wanyeri, and Eze in for 10. So I don't really want to pay 9.2 for a guy who I know won't start every week.
They just look so much better with him in attack. I think that's the thing that confuses me, because obviously they've got so much depth. I think whenever he's been on the park, they've looked exceptional in terms of attack. So hopefully that he starts to get used more, because I don't want to see his career wasted by moving to a big club. It's like, moving's nice, but like if you're not playing, like you'd just rather stay at Palace. But yeah, that is the game week 4 preview. Let's move into the fraud watch, our favorite segment of the week.
Leave the football before the football leaves you. The football's left them.
Plenty, but for me, it's with a heavy heart. It's the man with no groin. It's Cole Palmer.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, he was building for a nice game again. He didn't look bad to start this game. Obviously, only had 4 minutes with 11 people in the park, but yeah, he's showing a little bit, and then sort of just I saw originally I didn't know who was coming off. I saw who was it was coming on? Andre Santos, that's who it was. And I was thinking, I don't know who they're going to sub here. It shouldn't be Palmer or João Pedro. It might just be a tactic change. I thought they might take a centre back or something back off. And then Cole Palmer starts walking off, and I think,
no, what are you doing?
I'm crashing out at 4 a.m. in my bedroom, just like, oh, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly. It was devastating. Let's move into our SuperCoach.
Me, just quickly.
Oh, so I thought you were backing up.
Yeah. Shout out to Mickey Van de Ven, who everyone hopped on this week for a 1 against Brighton. Congrats.
Not ideal. Let's move into the SuperCoach preview for next week.
My word, we'll have a look. Of course, we'll have a look.
Play the wrong soundbite. Not changing it. Don't care. The weekly high score. The Nuts.
The Nates.
The Nates.
Sure.
NAIHT. Shout out to them. Captain Tyreek Mitchell.
Hey, don't be dissing.
Mate,
they're better than us.
38-point captain. What a guy. Had Gravenberg, had Chalobah, had Burn. Everything went right.
No crazy AEs this week, unfortunately. But he did bench. He did bench Milos Kerkez, which I found interesting. But all his defenders scored over 15. So
big Everton guy, obviously. Let's move into the trends, the talking points, and the things that are really shaping our SuperCoach week heading into game week 6. And the first one is, what do we do with Cole Palmer, my friend? For me, I think it's a pretty easy sell. I know you're probably a little bit more hesitant than me using the word easy, but he's the first person I'm looking at getting rid of.
Yeah, I don't like the word easy with that. I don't like how easy you're convinced. I need to see press conferences. If they say anything more than a week, I'll probably sell if he misses a week. If they say no, he's fine to play this week, he will play this week against Brighton, I'll keep him. If they don't, probably look to target someone else. And I guess we'll talk about that when the trade plans come up. But I don't like anyone, so we'll see.
If he misses next week, he scored a 7 against Palace in 1. Didn't play against West Ham in 2. Didn't play in game week 3. Game week 4 comes back against Brentford. Plays 34 minutes off the bench. Scores a goal. Plays 21 minutes the week after against United. Scores a 1. And then doesn't play 6. Then goes into Liverpool in game week 7. So, yeah, I mean, the run's really good after that. It's Forest, Sunderland, Tottenham, Wolves, Burnley, Arsenal, Leeds, Bournemouth, Everton, Newcastle, Villa.
Okay.
Like
obviously, we sort of targeted Chelsea at the start of the season because that first 6 weeks was unreal, and it sort of paid off for the most part.
Yeah, for defense, definitely.
But yeah, just Palmer's groins sort of held him back a little bit.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree. I'm selling. Even if he's fit this week, I'm selling. Can we still target a guy like Mukaele? I think we've spoken about him. It's just 5.9 million for a Sunderland defender is not something that fills me with glee.
Yeah.
I think for like 2
I
million,
agree.
you're getting an Arsenal defender at a very similar price. So, yeah, it's a no from me, dog. Everton players topped out. Do we sell or hold? Most importantly, Jack Grealish and Keenan Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah.
So 13 break even for Keenan Dewsbury Hall. I understand everyone jumping off now, especially with like the continual yellow cards and whatnot, but it's West Ham.
Yeah. I am specifically holding just for this week. They go into who do we have to play next week? I should know this off the top of my head. I believe it's Palace and then City. Let me check that. Yes, it is. Yeah, so I'm specifically holding them just for this week. I think even if Dewsbury Hall gets another yellow card and gets suspended, he'll still score a 6 in this game. And that's just in base stats. And there's a good chance he contributes to a goal against West Ham. So I'm not too worried about the price. He'll lose maybe 500k. That's okay. I'd like to hold him because I trust the points more than I trust getting in some random who might score me 3.
Yeah, no, Jack Grealish is probably the more interesting one. 9.6 million. You've made 5.8 million on him, like an absolutely unreal purchase, and he's now nearly 10 million. He is in premium price territory. Does have West Ham this week with a 15 break even, so I can understand the sell. I mean, if a blank comes from him, it's much more costly than it is from Dewsbury Hall, but then moves into Palace next week after that and doesn't play game week 8. So I think Jack Grealish has to be a sell at the end of this week. Palace into no
100%.
game. But yeah, against West Ham, it's a fixture that I'm okay to hold, lose a little bit of cash on for sort of expected value in terms of points. So those are the guys I'm keen to hold for one more week and then definitely sell off. Do we sell Robert Sanchez after a -4? So obviously the cash generation has been absolutely stifled now. We've now lost 560k on him after losing $1 million over the week. Has gone 14, 5, 11, 3, -4. Does take on Brighton, Liverpool, Forest, Sunderland, Tottenham, Wolves, Burnley. Very, very good fixtures until 12. Does have a tough game against Liverpool at home at Stamford Bridge and maybe Tottenham at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But apart from that, pretty good fixtures. On paper, Chelsea's goalkeeper is not a sell for me. The concern comes about who is the Chelsea goalkeeper week to week. Because Enzo Maresca has made comments about the rotation between Philip Jorgensen and Robert Sanchez. It does leave me worried, especially because you and I both opted to run enough at goalkeeper, and most people probably have run enough at goalkeeper, so therefore you've got no backup policy at all. For me, this is just a week-to-week thing. I think for every week that Robert Sanchez is named to start, it's another week where I'm holding Robert Sanchez, but every week that there is uncertainty or if Enzo Maresca is very honest with us and says, no, Jorgensen's going to be starting this week, which I think Maresca has a track record of being pretty open and honest with the press conferences, which is really handy. I'm just going to be playing this one by ear.
This one also brings up the thought, and you brought up that we started with Tyra. I flirted with the idea last week of potentially bringing in Philippe Jorgensen for Tyra and running the double goalkeeper Chelsea setup. Brings that back into play. I'm less keen on it this week than I was last week. I mean, I was really thinking about it last week. But at the same time, I don't think Philippe Jorgensen is that much of a threat, especially after the last 2 games he's played. Especially in that cup game, he looked bad. Yeah. And most of the Chelsea fans on Twitter were definitely not happy with his performance and said that he cannot be the number 1 in the Prem. So it's definitely a play by year. If he does get benched, it's definitely time to. I think if he gets benched and you have enough, you probably just got to move on, like I did last week. I did it before the benching even happened. It hasn't even, but it paid off for me. I've now got Allison. He's going to be a season hold most likely, unless something happens. So yeah, I think hold for now, but just keep an eye on the teams. They have the 12 o'clock kickoff, so you get teams at 10:30, 10:45 or so, and you can decide from there on Saturday night.
You keen on Donnarumma? Like a lot of people
so
looking
expensive.
He's 7.7.
If you have the
Raya,
coin and it's not a big risk to you, 100%, he's the best keeper in the game.
Raya is 11.71 and Allison is 7.73. So all within the ballpark of each other. I think either one of those three you're fine with. I'm tempted. Yeah. So we'll talk about trade. My trade plans after, and I'll get your thoughts as well. But for now, I'm playing it by ear. Can we trust Victor Gyökeres after some pretty mediocre performances? I think we touched on this a little bit. I just like the fact he's on pens. I know the minutes may be a bit of a concern, but I think if this Arsenal attack opens up, we know just how good it can be, and they've been crying out for a striker that can put some runs together. Like Gabby Jesus 5 years ago was putting up 15, 20
What a
goals.
guy. I saw Everton was linked to him. I'm ready. I'm excited. Bring him in. I'm sick of Beto. Sick of Piano Barry.
Is Gravenberch at 9.1 really a good trade-in? He is the most popular trade-in of the week, and we will touch on him probably in way more detail. Quick mini league updates. Euro Wizard Bruno, Huss, the coach of them, still in first in our Insight mini league, second overall. Shout out to him, scored 100, absolutely flying the colour.
Shout out to the guy who is first overall, who's in our WhatsApp as well.
Nice.
Quickly use his name. Jordan. Jordan. Yeezy for president. First overall, he's in the WhatsApp. So two guys in the I guess the community for us. Yep. Top two.
It's definitely all down to this podcast and nothing else. So
100%. Our 4,000 ranks. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, do as we say, do as we do. Appreciate it. It's good to see some IFS community members absolutely flying, which is fantastic. Let's move in to the Game Week 6 preview in full as I take the timestamp. Let's move into trade trends, mate. This we're going to be talking about the popular trade-ins and outs, talking about whether we like them, whether we hate them, whether they're traps, or whether they are some value. I am stalling for time.
We cannot replace him. We cannot.
For anyone that does watch the NRL show, I think you can tell that I do not host it because it's been about 4 years since I've hosted a podcast, and I'm all over the shop.
Shout out, Brano.
Shout out, Brano. Let's move into the most popular trade-ins. Number one, and it's goodness, it's not even close. It's nearly double number two. Yeah. It's Ryan Gravenberch, 9.1 million from Liverpool. It's a no from me, dog.
So where I sit on this, and I think I've said it on this podcast a couple of times now. Do you really see Ryan Gravenberch as a season hold? That's the way I see it. Because if you're getting him for the price rises at 9.1 million, you can get a guy for 4.5 probably who's going to make the same money. That's where I sit. Unless you see Gravenberch as a season hold, no way should you be getting him this week. And I don't see him as a season hold at all. He just doesn't provide enough attacking upside. And it also lands in our favorite category, Josh, chasing points.
Very much
chasing
so.
Last week's points.
Played 37 games last season for 4 assists. Has played 4 games this season, 2 goals, 1 assist. It's very, very similar to Ricardo Calafiori that we sort of spoke about a little bit earlier. I understand that Gravenberch's heat map this season is a little bit more advanced. I think he's been given license to push forward that ever so slightly, but it's just not enough to be, paying 9 million. He's not on set pieces. He's not on pens. He's not playing in a 10 role. He's playing in like a weird 6.5, 7.
It's a 7.
Like a 7.
It's literally
like
a 7. It's a 6 and 8. It's a 7.
Yeah, no, it's this just screams of shit. He's had 2 good scores. Let's jump on. And yeah, look, you might get up to 10.5, but like it's just no, like it's not for me.
Also, really don't like Liverpool for the next 2 games, especially Palace and Chelsea.
Yep. Agreed. Ball. Number 2, Anton Stach, 7.01. I think we've touched on him plenty. Not chasing last week's points because I think I can see the appeal, but I just think you're probably paying. I think you're paying at value.
It's more so you like it's another thing with. If I want to get cash generators, I don't like spending 7 mil on them unless they put up like a Jurriën Timber score of that 45 or something ridiculous. Like a 24, that's going to be good for 2 weeks, but he's not going to do too much. Probably won't put up another 20 for a long time. 7 million. I think you can look elsewhere for cash. And look, cash isn't that huge right now, especially with all the fall and primos that are going on. Some of the most expensive players in the game, you wouldn't even have a bar of.
Yeah.
In normal years, like I wouldn't touch Trevor Chalobah normally. I wouldn't touch Jurriën Timber normally. all the Palace guys are over 10 mil. Not touching them now at that price. Senesi's 10 mil. It's like
Apart from
there's
Munoz, obviously.
yeah. Well, he
Apart
goes
from
to that question how much we've spoken about him in previous
best thing in
weeks,
the
and
game.
even in this pod, we're still talking about how good he is.
Love him. You talk about Cash. Poland International. Matty Cash is the third most
Mateus
traded
Cash.
player. Sure.
No,
It's not
so,
for me.
No.
No.
He scored a goal. Cool. He's a human.
He's
He is a human.
a guy.
He is a guy.
The next
10 and a 17. Once again, Matty Cash will make cash, but at the same time, not enough. And honestly, I'd rather take Statch over him.
the next five
At least Statch will take more.
the next 5 names have some household value. So they're guys I'm going to talk about. Mohamed Salah, 10.91 million, fourth most popular player bought this week, has lost a whopping 4.6 million, lost another 1.2 million. I am all aboard with buying Mohamed Salah. Not this week.
I'm getting there. I'm getting very, very close to saying go for your life for Salah. But no, not this week. I actually trust Palace a lot, which is going to come back to bite me. He's going to score a double, and then we're going to look pretty stupid. But yeah, it's getting very close to almost time to jump on Salah, I reckon, even before AFCON.
Yeah,
definitely.
Because AFCON's not until game week 18, so you've still got a little bit of time.
Yeah, you still got a little bit of time. You get look, it's still game week 6. If he becomes a trade in game week 8, you've got 10 weeks of Mo Salah at least.
And then you just pray Egypt suck, and he's back within 4 weeks. But you
pray that we don't make it the group stage, and he only misses like 3 games.
This happened last year. Salah started the season kind of like, he looks okay, not fine. And then he just went nuclear for about a 12-week stretch. And then
that UCL game has really changed my perspective on him, especially.
Yeah, like I don't care if he beats up on Port Vale or whatever. He's looking good on the eye test in UCL.
He's been sucked to that touchline all season, which was sort of the worry for me, especially in the preseason as well. The UCL game, he's moving a lot more free roamy, moving centrally. And that's what is getting me quite interested. But for now, holding off, no Salah just yet.
I will be looking at the heat map come the end of this game, and definitely keen. Number 5, Bruno Fernandes. He's lost 430k in the season, but he's basically the same price. I thought he was a must-have at the start of the season. I think he's a season hold. So if you don't have him and you're looking at buying him, I cannot talk you off it.
I think if you have Palmer, you don't have Bruno. That's the easiest trade you'll make all season.
Yep, no, agreed. This is hilarious because he's been the most traded in, the most traded out. No, back in the most traded in. Tajini Reinders, 6.98 million, has gone up 480k this season off the back of his obviously massive score in week 1, then had another good return in game week 2. I think like Tajini Reinders is a must-have, right? I just think he's a genuine must-have. He's one of the most nailed players in the City team, and I think people just need to temper their expectations. You know, like he's. You don't think so?
Must-have's big. Must-have's big.
6.5 million playing 90 minutes for Manchester City.
I think he's nice to have. No, I would like to have him, but must-have? Really?
I think he's nailed in this. He's got a motor. He'll play every game. He'll play every minute. Like
I can definitely see that. You're right, but at the same time,
if I told you prime Bernardo Silva was 6.5 million, are you not saying he's a must-have?
Yeah, but Prime Bernardo Silva's different. That's
one
of the goats right there.
I rate Reinders so highly. It's just I think people just need to temper their expectations, right? Like don't expect game week 1 and last week every single week. Yeah. But when you're feeding balls to Erling Haaland, I think you're in a pretty good spot.
I think especially City having this decent run coming as well. Burnley, Brentford, Everton, Villa. 100% you can jump on Reinders if you want to. I'm not going to talk you out of it. Must-have's crazy, by the way.
I think he's a season hold.
He's all right. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the next guy? Because I reckon he could also be a season hold at 6 million. Xavi Simons.
Reinders is averaging the same as Bruno Fernandes, by the way. Just FYI.
Yeah, okay, but the game week 1 definitely helped.
Of course it does, but I think that's not
Bruno
out of the
missing
question.
A pen definitely helped.
Yeah, true. It's a bit stinky. I don't know. I rate him very highly. The next player on the list is Xavi Simons. Yeah, he's also a very, very, very good player. I think he's a guy that, maybe.
He's very close to it. He's very,
genuinely,
very
yeah. I think if he's not a season hold, he's the closest thing to it. On set pieces, minutes are a bit, but I think he'll build in. I think he'll build into that as the season goes on. But yeah, 6 million on the bubble. I'm not put off by the benching last week. I think he was the best player, and Tottenham looked exceptionally better with him on the park as well.
Yep. No, I got no qualms at all. Just a bit wary on the minutes, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a worry. I think more the fact that they just played UCL two days before sort of just had to save him a little bit.
The man who everyone thought Darwin Núñez was going to rival 3 years ago, Erling Haaland, 13.43 million, has gone up nearly 2 million on the season. Pretty good at football. He has scored 10 goals in his last 4 games.
Yeah, no, 5 games.
5 games. In terms of everything, basically he's him. You talk about teams that like you hear the term, they funnel their attack to their striker. And you're like, yeah, whatever. No, Man City literally like whether it's Lukaku, whether it's Savinho, whether it's Marmoush, whether it's Silva, whether it's Foden, whether it's Reinders. No. The game plan is just get Haaland the fucking ball.
Yeah. I think we can both agree. If you can afford the 13.4 price tag, do it.
Even if you can't,
is too good. Even if you can't, try and make it happen.
People are talking about this matchup as like a slam dunk. He's going to score 25 points. I don't think that's the case. I think
also, good point. Good to mention that Haaland trained yesterday. People worried about him that could
we didn't mention that
play.
In the notes. Yeah, Haaland fucking back in the Arsenal game.
Completely forgot that.
I just saw train yesterday.
Haaland was in doubt. He's good now. Don't worry. He's trained yesterday.
Pep just said like he had some concerns with his back because he's like running a heap and whatnot. But yeah, he trained fully yesterday, so I've got no concerns. People are talking about this. Like he's in FPL, like people are triple captaining. I'm not sure I love the triple captain this week. I think Haaland is the best striker in the world when he's running in space. How much space is he going to get against Burnley? I don't know.
Against the 9-back Burnley.
Probably not much.
Against a counter-attack ball, Jaden Anthony 1 versus 11.
If City score in the first 25 minutes, Haaland could score 4. If this is like 1-1, if this is like 0-0 in the 55th minute, I'm like, oh shit.
Haaland probably gets taken off at 70 if that's the case.
By that stage, if he's getting taken off at 70, he's hauled.
I'm going to captain. FPL triple captain. I'm not sure about it, and I think the fact that there's a good chance that Palace have a double game week, there's a really good chance that they get that, and there's probably going to be another one later on down the track. I always like to save my triple captain for double game weeks. I don't like using them on singles. Yeah,
especially if we get one in the first half of the season this year with the double chips. But look, with Haaland, yes, I think he is a very, very good. I think he's the best captain option. I would just temper your expectation. I would not expect like a 6-goal battering.
No.
He performs better against teams like United or like a Brighton or like a Tottenham that like to play with a higher line. Not Burnley, but still think he's a great
when Burnley go into a 5-back, they're like a 9-back. They are serious.
It's literally defensive, a 4-5-1, and the 4 and the 5 are just sitting in the box. Number 9, Carl Darlow. Goodness.
Yeah, I mean, cool.
If you did enough, honestly, him to Tyra to him, don't hate it, especially if you have Sanchez.
Actually, that's a good point. You can get 2 weeks out of Cardalo. Then Lucas Perry will come back after international break.
Then you got enough.
And then you've got enough. But you don't have to worry about Robert Sanchez for the next 2 weeks.
Hey, it's a play. I'd rather just go Jorgensen, but it's a play.
It's an option. It's there.
It's a thing
Probably
you can
not.
do.
The fact, like Darlow, in all seriousness, has actually been pretty good the past 2 weeks.
I think he's fine. I just think it's a waste of a trade.
He's made some good saves. I also think the same thing, and I wouldn't do it at all.
Because for the same price, you can get Jorgensen, who is playing in a better team.
Yeah, and just it gives you the stack. Anyway,
number 10, my boy, Anton Semenyo. Big fan.
Yeah, Leeds this week. It's a good matchup. I think. Look, he's one of the guys that I just can happily say that's fair trading no matter what. They've got him projected for 20 points this week. What the hell? Yeah, he's good. Got some decent runs coming up. I have no qualms.
Yeah, no, I like him. All right, let's move into the sells.
TV Claude, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked.
It's time to go!
Oh, big ups. Big ups, Claude. Number one, Cole Palmer, fraud of the week, as said by myself. Yeah, this one's pretty
Yeah, it's
sellable.
valid.
Yeah, for me, it's the most obvious trade, but you're like a little bit more reserved. But yeah, it's a valid sell.
Once just keep it on. Even if he just misses this week, I'm still selling. So
Lucas Paquetá, second most sold player, made his cash, plays for a very bad team.
Going to lose heaps of cash. This is one where you just take the money and run. He's got 21 break even this week, and if he scores 21 against Everton, I'll probably cry. So sell if you can. He's made his money. You can quite literally almost get any mid you want in the game. So yeah, he's sweet.
Yep, no, definitely. Number 3 and number 4, we'll touch on them both. Kieran Dewsbury-Hall and Jack Grealish. I think we're happy to hold for one more week.
Yep, one more week, but then they both have to go, I fear, because
just
I reckon
be prepared to lose. Just be prepared to lose cash this week. But the value of holding against West Ham is just far better than selling.
Even if they lose cash, it won't be much. Like Grealish will score an 8 if he doesn't do anything. That he might lose 600k, which is whatever. It's what he gained last week. He's still going to be 9 mil.
The next most sold player on this list, number 5, is the top scoring defender in the game.
I don't like this at all.
Mark
Cucurella. Season hold. That United game, complete write off. Could not care. Weird game. He's forced to play as a wing back. One thing I do hate with Cucurella, and this has been my biggest problem with him since the start. He doesn't tackle. He just jumps at people. He looks to get yellow cards. I'm almost sure of it. But yeah, besides that, mate, game week 1 against Palace, clean sheet. Game week 2 against West Ham, assist. Game week 3 against Fulham, clean sheet for a 14-14-13. Only played half a game against Brentford last week as well. Scored 5. Don't let this one weird game with 10 men each side ruin your season hold.
Next most sold player, game week 1 icon, and game week 2 most bought player, Daniel Ballard.
I don't know if you got a soundbite there, but I don't want to say I told you so. But
no, I don't. I need to get some more. So I don't even know what I've got on this. This Hang on. People that bought Daniel Ballard in week 2.
This was the no-brainer. This was the banker. This was the one that couldn't fail. This was one that's never failed.
Yeah, people in game week 3 after they bought him. It's time to go.
People who thought that a promoted team's centre back was just going to be Sergio Ramos.
No, but in all seriousness, that game week 1 was good. We just made it clear that we just wouldn't have gone early, and I think you shouldn't have gone early, but at the same time, he got unlucky. And now he's got an 11 break even against Forest. Yeah, I guess you could hold for one more week if you have more pressing issues, but at the same time, take the 2.2 mil and just run, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's whatever. Pape Sarr didn't play last week.
He has flip-flopped between most traded in, most traded out every single week now. I don't know why people are so interested in my guy PM Sarr. Reason he didn't play last week was just complete rotation. No injury concerns, nothing like that. The Tottenham have players now. We've discussed this. They've got players now. There's Xavi Simons now. There's Bergvall, who's really shown a lot. There's Bentancur. There's João Palhinha. I'm definitely forgetting some other midfielders as well, for sure. And the wingers as well, they're just as bad, and Xavi Simons can play there. They've got players now. So it's just there's going to be some rotation. Some people have to miss out, and Pat Matissar was the guy to do it. Do not sell. If you have him with a Wolves matchup this week, it's just the best matchup you can have in the Prem right now.
We'll rapid fire through.
He will play.
Yeah, rapid fire through his last 3. João Pedro, it's a no from me.
Do not sell. Do not sell.
Robert Sanchez, it's a wait and see for press conferences.
Yeah, wait and see.
Florian Wirtz, Stockholm syndrome. I'm holding.
At this point, hold.
Yeah,
he's got to do something eventually.
Has to. All right, let's move into captains for this week.
This was the no-brainer. This was the banker. This was the one that couldn't fail. This was one that's never failed.
Yeah, fantastic captaincy chat this week. Let's talk about the VC safety nets first and foremost, because they're probably the most important this week, and you'd need a pretty hefty score to be looking at looping, I would say. For me and for you, it's Bruno Fernandes, first game of the week against Brentford, probably the best way that this has all fallen. You've got the probably the best vice captain this week playing the first game of the week.
Yep. This is locked in. Brentford are no slouch at the G-Tech, though, G-Tech Community Stadium. But at the same time, Bruno's just Bruno. And it's a very, very safe vice captain. If he does anything, it'll be an instant, instant loop with how well his base is normally.
Yeah,
he'll score 8 just existing in this game.
Probably take 15 this week. I know that Haaland's got Burnley, but I'd take 15, just save points. Like if Haaland scores 2, he scores like 22 points, and you lose 7, so whatever. João Pedro against Brighton. Don't forget Cole Palmer scored like a hat trick and got an assist last year against Brighton in like a 7-1 thrashing. So good matchup there at home.
The bridge too.
And Mo Salah always has to be a consideration against Palace. But we'll move into captains, mate. Shock horror, Erling Haaland, home against Burnley is the top captain of the week, and that is exactly where I'm going to be going.
Yeah, I've got my captain on Erling Haaland. No real threat.
Agreed.
Yeah,
you've written any player versus any player for Tottenham.
All right, so I'm at a big thing here that Wolves are just so bad that you can damn near target them for captaincy each week. And I wanted to have this discussion. Which Tottenham player would you captain this week? Because it all depends on teams at the same time. But if you had any Tottenham player, who's the guy? Is it Javi Simmons? Is it like a Pedro Porro? Is it? I don't know. Because there's just so many of them.
Yeah, it's probably Xavi. I mean, Richie probably has under minutes to make me feel secure. Yeah, like it's
you know what we need.
I've
decided we you know what we need in our life? Some Randall. We need some Randall in the Prem.
Randall Colomwani.
We need some Randall in the Prem.
Please. Get him in.
Any Tottenham player is a fair option against Wolves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kevin Danzo is a good option.
I'm not sure how I go there, but sure. Wolves, not good at football. Good team to target in Supercoach. And Jack Grealish, home versus West Ham. Yeah, West Ham, not very good at football as well. Hot off the press.
Everton. Really?
Oh my God! This is the Talking Tactics Cup. I didn't realize.
It is. It is the Talking Tactics Cup.
First one.
Everton at the Hill Dickinson have been good, which is good to see.
The Hill Dickinson.
Do I trust us to win this game? No, this is a game we choked a 2-0 lead.
No, but David Moyes' redemption game.
Oh well.
Always,
mate. 5 a.m. kickoff. Lock it in. This is free.
All right, let's move into clean sheet odds this week.
I want a reaction. You want to see a reaction?
We need a reaction.
You need a reaction.
You like to see a reaction.
Still my favorite. That and the game's gone. My favorite sound bites of all time. Moving into clean sheet odds this week, provided by checkthechance.com. If you want to go have a look yourself. Not sponsored. Don't even know why I plugged it. Shout out to them. Top of the charts this week, mate. No surprise. Manchester City 54% clean sheet chance against Burnley. Pretty good odds for them to get the job done. No cheap defenders from them to be looking at. Tottenham 42% chance of a clean sheet this week against Wolves. As you said, they're also not very good at football. Everton, I think this is a bit 41.5%. That's a bit high as the third most.
I think people underestimate how big stadiums are in football and having the home crowd advantage.
Have you seen Jared Bowen?
Yeah. He's not ready for Hill Dickinson, mate.
Please.
It's time.
Yeah, no real
I would love for us to keep a clean sheet. Do I think it happens? No, I think there's that 59.5% chance is definitely going to happen. Or that 58, can't do math.
No real cheapies from Everton's defense to look at. I mean, from Tottenham, obviously, you got like Van der Ven. You're probably starting him. You know they're starting him. Forest have a 41% chance, apparently, against Sunderland at home.
Yeah,
Aston Villa have a 35% chance against a team that they're playing.
Villa have Fulham this week.
They
Which,
do. They Fulham. Yes, it's the
Fulham
might of
home.
Rodrigo Munoz. And the usual suspects: Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. I mean, Bournemouth apparently have a 30% chance of keeping a clean sheet
Against
this week.
Leeds at
So
Ellen Road. I don't know about that.
not sure. I'm looking at some start set decisions myself, but in terms of cheapy defenders this week, there's not really many people that have a huge standout. I mean, Burnley have a 9% chance, so Maxi Mustave and Quindus Deli Hartman not keen.
It's kind of interesting that United is that low against Brentford. I did mention that Brentford are good at the G-Tech, but it's pretty low.
I'm tempted to bench Thiago.
Yeah, I'm benching Igor Thiago too, but it's more so the Dorgu. Do I start him or not?
Yeah, I think you start Dorgu. But yeah, like a lot of the cheapy defenders, you're probably just taking the most attacking ones. Like if you're looking at like a Rodon versus a Malik Diouf, I don't think either of them can keep a clean sheet. I'm probably taking Diouf, just taking the guy with the higher attacking upside. So that's where I'd be looking at for the clean sheets there. So thank you to checkthechance.com. Let's move into some differentials. I still don't have I need to get this done. Yeah, yeah. We'll just include that one. Mate, you've wrote these ones. So for the first time this season, how about you take me through your differentials under 5% owned that you're looking at?
First guy on the list has. Boy, we talk about him a lot for two people that never own Daniel Munoz yet. But yeah, he's still under 5%. He's going to continue being in here until he's above 5%. He's at 4.4 at the minute. Just a fantastic option. Bukayo Saka, mate, after his injury is now 4.1% and is a fantastic differential. If you're looking if that sort of changes your decision between Gyökeres or Saka, Gyökeres is highly owned, Saka's only 4.1. There you go. Nordi Mukiele, we've spoke about him a fair whack in this this podcast. Still under 5%, going to make decent coin. Looks all right. Alexander Zinchenko, 4.2 million. He's like less than 1% owned. And definitely a differential to look at. I'm looking at sort of maybe a due for a Hartman or someone to him next week. Would be the interest, something like that. Amad Diallo, spoken about him a lot quite recently. I'm really interested in Amad. I think he's awesome. Just AFCON worries me. But at 7 million, that's a really good price for him. And Yakuba Minter, he's been really, really good for Brighton. Start this season, looked one of their best players for sure. And he's at 9.1 million, so a bit on the expensive side. But if you're looking for a bit of a pod mid who basically plays winger, he's a guy that you can look at.
Yeah, big Minter guy as well. Let's move into our talk and our strategy for this week.
Can't go on like this, can it?
It can.
Our locked versus tentative transfers, our captain and vice captain options, and our benching dilemmas. My friend, I have locked in pretty much Cole Palmer to Xavi Simons. I think that's something I've absolutely locked in. It leaves me with a lot of money in the bank. Thankfully, I had like 2.7 million up my sleeve, which has allowed me to go Hugo Ekitike to Erling Haaland. No surprises there. It does leave me with 1.3 million left in the kitty. I can do like a Diouf to a Gabriel. I can do a Robert Sanchez to I can't do it to Raya. I'm 100k short.
Diouf to Gabriel move is perfect for next week. Honestly.
Yeah, I think so too. I can do Truffert to Gabriel. I can do a lot of things with the money up my sleeve. Obviously got Kendrick Hall there as well. Maybe go up to a Primo mid next week. Maybe go up to an Eze if his minutes start to look good. But the main move that I am looking at with the last sort of trade, if I do look to boost this week, would be Robert Sanchez to Alisson because I can't afford Raya. Or I just do Tyra to Jorgensen, but I don't love using a boost on that. I'm only going to use this boost if I'm forced to fix up the goalkeeper mess, which honestly, I'd probably ditch Xavi Simons. I'd probably do Ekitike to Haaland, Palmer to Rodri, and that would allow Sanchez up to Raya. But pending Raya starts this week, I'm praying. I really don't want to use a trade. But yeah, that'd be my third trade of the season. So been quite patient with them. What are you looking at? Because I know that you were probably a bit more conservative than me this week.
Yeah, so boosted last week. So had the intention of not really trading this week at all. It's still leaning that way. Not trading at all. Igor, Thiago, Jack Grealish, Kid and Dewsbury all have all sort of topped out. They're probably guys that I can look to get out next week. Maybe keep one or two of them. Just depending on how this week goes. I would like not to sell any of them this week. Lucas Bergvall's another guy who's going to top out soon, who I had to buy last minute. But this week, sort of just going to hold fire, assess my options. If Cole Palmer is out for this week, I will most likely go Palmer to Tijini Reinders is the guy I'm looking at, because I don't love any of the top end mids at the minute. And I just can't bring myself to bring back Bowen after trading him last week. It would just hurt me too much on the inside. So Tijani Reinders is one of the guys I'm looking at. Otherwise, it would probably be Xavi Simons. But like I said before, earlier in the pod, 4 Spurs players doesn't entice me, even though they have a good matchup. Tijani Reinders is probably going to be the guy if Palmer is out after press conferences tonight. Vice captain, I think we're both locked into the same thing. Bruno into HAALAND. And then bench dilemmas. Right now, I'm running a 4-4-2 with Hartman on the bench, starting Diouf and Dorgu. I currently have Palmer on the bench, but that's all dependent on what happens. Most likely, the guy I bench will probably be Dewsbury Hall. But I don't know. And then definitely benching Igor Thiago too. So, yeah, that's my team. We're pretty well locked in with Allison, Porro, Kukurea, Diouf, Dorgu, Bruno, Grealish, Dewsbury Hall, Bergvall, HAALAND as captain, and Kudus.
Yes. So for me, my biggest benching dilemma is whether I play a 2-5-3 or a 3-5-2. Starting Kukurea, he's absolutely locked in, and starting Truffaut against Leeds, absolutely starting both of those guys. The benching dilemma for me comes down to whether I play Diouf or whether I play Igor Thiago. And that's the only toss-up that I've got. So, the SuperCoach predictions has them both bang on in terms of 9 points, whether I look at that or not. I'll go have a look at some models and some XG numbers and some XA models.
Knowing Everton, I think I'd take Diouf. I'm taking Diouf, but no, that's just knowing Everton.
I could just see a world where Brentford set up in a counter and then hit United on a counter and Thiago gets a goal.
Yeah.
I'd be filthy to bench him. But I mean that tells me that Keenan Dewsbury Hall is like locked in starting in my team. And there's probably no way that I bench him. But yeah, I probably do line up in a 3-5-2, starting Diouf over Igor Thiago. But that's sort of where I'm at. So it'd be Robert Sanchez, Kukurea, Diouf, Troffer, Bowen, Bruno vice captain, Reinders, Simmons, Keenan Dewsbury Hall, HAALAND, Thiago, Watkins up top. Let's have a look next week. If I sort of bottom dollar Dewsbury Hall, there's a world where I can do Thiago to Salah, which is
that's very juicy,
kind of crazy. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Which means I still don't have any Arsenal assets. I would really love some, but I probably could boost next week actually, and do like a Diouf to a Gabriel.
I think next week I'm either locked into 2 or 3 trades just because I'm going to have guys who are going to start losing cash a lot quicker.
Yeah, there's a big fixture swing.
Well, I haven't really looked ahead to next week too much, but I definitely would like to go Thiago to Saka and then like a Dewsbury Hall down, or potentially a Diouf or something down to Zinchenko, just something like that. But obviously that's a next week job.
Absolutely. Well, yes, thank you so much for listening to Talking Tactics, an hour 20. We're going to do a wrap up and hot takes. Hot take: Bruno scores more than HAALAND this week.
Oof.
Which feels crazy.
Right. Got a hot take. Jeez, all right. Well, last week I went for Liverpool 0-0 draw against Everton. It was 2-1. I'm going to drop another 0-0 draw in there.
West Ham, Everton.
Liverpool. Palace, Liverpool.
Oh, boo. Yeah, no, I actually could see Palace getting a result out of this game. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I definitely could see Palace getting.
Okay, if it's not a hot take,
no, I think the nil. No, I think the 0-0 is. I think it could be 2-2. It could be 1-1. I think Palace.
Right, whatever the hot take. Let's go with. I got another one. You know what? For you, Ollie Watkins to finally get on the score sheet.
I was just thinking that. I was like, surely Ollie Watkins is like has to be
against Fulham.
Which does feel like a hot take these days.
He's like a
unfortunately,
good team to make a run in behind.
Yes, no.
Charles Bassey to bring him down or something. Score a pen.
Charles Bassey. Absolutely. Hopefully. Just a reminder: the deadline this week, 9 o'clock on. 9:30.
His name's Calvin, isn't it? Charles Bassey's the NBA player.
It might be. I know it's C Bassey.
Yeah, it's
Calvin,
I think. Yeah,
Big
and
up
Charles
Bassey.
is the big Spurs power forward.
Just a reminder: deadline 9:30 p.m. Saturday, the 27th of September, Sydney time. Keep your eyes out for that one. We'll be posting as much as we can within the WhatsApp. If you're not in it, I probably shouldn't be promoting it because I forget to send people links, but send me a message if you want to be in. But yeah, thank you so much for listening once again. It's been a longer episode this week. There was a lot to catch up on, UCL, Carabao Cup games and whatnot. So hopefully you've stayed the course and we really appreciate it. But thank you so much. We will see you all very much again next week.